How you been?
Good and bad.
Yeah.
Cellulitis dropped to my thigh. Isn't that wonderful? But here's the new one. Isn't that lovely?
Oh my God, it's a lot.
When Penny first steps onto the scale at 625 pounds, a hush falls over the clinic. Cameras roll. She trembles, physically and emotionally, uncertain whether she'll ever find herself again beneath layers of shame, of self-neglect, of fear. But deep inside her is a spark, tiny, flickering, ready to ignite. 4 years, Penny lived in a bubble of isolation in rural Texas. She'd grown from a shy child into a 600-plus-pound adult, her body a fortress and prison. Food was comfort, solace, escape, from grief, from loneliness. She resented her reflection, and yet felt safer with food than people. She eventually said yes to the show, desperate for change even if terrified. The introduction of Dr. Now was like standing under floodlights. Judge, surgeon, psychiatrist rolled into one. His piercing gaze demanded honesty, accountability, courage. Penny's early clinic visits were brutal. She staggered through painful PT sessions, wheezing on the treadmill, cries echoing in the quiet treatment rooms. On good days she walked, very slowly, around the building, guided by trainers and Dr. Now, peppering her with tough love. On bad days, she sobbed in the bathroom. But after a month, she lost 30 pounds. It felt miraculous. She cried tears of relief when she clicked over 600, then 550. For the first time in decades, movement felt possible, tangible. Back home, life wasn't easier. Food triggers lurked in the pantry. Old habits whispered in the silence. Her family, unsure how to treat her new self, oscillated from supportive to smothering. A friend's birthday dinner became a battleground between guilt and temptation. But Penny had changed. She refused a plate of cinnamon rolls, or at least, she would eat one roll, savor it, fully experience one bite, and stop. That was progress. Through therapy, Penny dug into layers of grief. Childhood trauma, the loss of her younger brother at 10, the divorce of her parents, the fear of abandonment. Food had numbed that pain for years. Now, shorn of buffering weight, the ache remained, but therapy taught her to sit with the pain instead of swallowing it. Journaling became a daily sanctuary. She wrote to her younger self, to her brother, to the woman she wanted to become. She counted non-scale victories. First time sleeping through the night without pain, first time walking to the mailbox unassisted, first time dancing at a friend's wedding in a dress she'd bought just for joy. During a group therapy retreat in Houston, Penny met Jordan, a fitness trainer who'd once struggled with his own weight as a teenager. They connected through an honesty bridge. He'd understand what hunger wasn't, what shame felt like, what progress tastes like. Jordan didn't cajole her or pity her. He listened. He believed. In time, he became her walking partner, then her confidant, then her boyfriend. Their early dates were gentle, a picnic in the park, a gentle stroll after sunset. Their bond was not dependent on transformation but rooted in acceptance. At 300 pounds, losing weight slowed. Physically she was stronger, mentally fiercer, but losing the last 100 was an iceberg. Pounds stalled. Frustration bubbled. Tears followed scales that barely budged. The clinic reopened doors of guilt. Had she failed? Was she self-sabotaging? But Doctor Now echoed, it's not about perfect compliance, it's about resilience. Penny recommitted, tracking meals, doubling down on therapy, leaning on Jordan. When she slipped, ordering fries instead of the grilled chicken, she forgave herself, pressed restart. One early morning, Penny weighed 225. The number stunned her. She'd left her 600-pound self in the past. She felt lighter not just in body, but spirit. She stood in front of the mirror and didn't flinch. Tears welled, not because of regret, but recognition. I survived. I am here. Penny wrote a social media post the next day. Today, I reclaimed my life. She closed with, but this isn't just about weight. It's about forgiveness. It's about courage. It's about choosing yourself. Comments flooded in, support, curiosity, reflections. People around the country reached out, inspired by her journey. Some were 600 plus like her. Some had just 100 pounds to lose. They saw her strength. Penny graduated from her physical therapist's program and enrolled in a personal training certification. She realized people like her deserved coaches who understood the journey from inside. Shame, fear, relapse, rebuilding. Jordan and Penny opened New Dawn Fitness and Wellness, a hybrid studio offering gentle movement, nutrition classes, and peer support for people recovering from extreme weight. Their mission statement: "You are not your size. You are your story." Clients ranged from 250 to over 500 pounds. Penny trained them, but more often listened to their grief, their triumphs, their fears. She led meditation sessions, monthly letter-writing rituals to past selves, roommate support groups. In fall 2024, Penny was invited to speak at Where Are They Now Live, a national TLC reunion event. The stage lights returned, but now she owned them. She stood front and center on stage, a strong, healthy woman of 205 pounds, eyes shining. She shared her story, from 625 to 205, from isolation to relationship, from shame to self-acceptance. She spoke not only of weight loss, but of mental health, forgiveness, community. Dr. Now, present in the audience, gave a nod of pride. Thunderous applause. Tears in Jordan's eyes. She walked off stage knowing her journey wasn't over, but she'd turned pain into purpose. 2 months later, she's a guest on morning shows, a speaker at wellness conferences. Her studio in Houston is thriving. She and Jordan plan to expand to mobile retreats, safe spaces in the countryside for extreme weight people to heal through nature and community. She still counts food intake, still meets with a therapist, still struggles, but each morning she wakes up and chooses love again, for her body, for herself, for those around her.